What's up, YouTube? Well-rested Piper here. On the last stretch of my few days off before I go back to work for a few weeks in December. And I just figured, since the weather's warm, it's 45 degrees, and it's not raining or snowing, a little foggy maybe, I'd get out and enjoy a smoke. Enjoying some McBaron Dark Twist, one of the samples that I got in my Tin Society box, which I made a video of a few weeks ago. Turns out I really like this blend, so I just ordered a tin of it from Smoking Pipes. I ordered a tin of that because it was actually on sale, 15% off, and a new tamper. Nothing too crazy, seeing as we're in the layoff, can't spend too much money. But with it being hunting season here in Pennsylvania, and I'm not sure, rather deer hunting season in Pennsylvania, and I'm not sure about the rest of the country, thought we'd talk today a little bit about some of my interests in that area. Now, I don't hunt personally. Not that I have anything against it. I don't, and I quite enjoy venison and wild game. But when I was younger, I didn't always live with my dad who hunted, and my mom is super against hunting. So I want to say that my dad didn't even start hunting again until after I was probably 18 or 19 years old, and at that point I already had my own hobbies and things that I like to do, so I just never went out with him or anything like that. I also never took the safety course, which is required of everybody now, which is a good thing. And maybe one day I'll go out and take it and go hunting with some friends. We'll see. It's like I said, I don't have anything against it. Just never done it. But whilst I don't hunt, I do enjoy firearms. And I have a few in the house. I use them mostly to go target shooting. And I suppose that if it came to it, they could be used for self-defense, but that's not my main purpose. I just like to shoot paper or cans or what have you, whatever we can put out on the range. But that brings me to my most recent purchase of anything firearm related. My wife and I went to lunch the Sunday before my layoff, so I had 1 week of work left, so about 3 weeks ago. We stopped at a Dunham's. I just wanted to stop and see if they had anything interesting. And Dunham's, it's just a chain sporting goods store here in Pennsylvania. They might be elsewhere. My friend in Illinois, Dan, had never heard of them. So I'm not sure how far-reaching this chain is, but it is a chain here, at least in Pennsylvania. And they carry all sorts of sporting goods, skis, snowboards, kayaks. But they also have a good firearm selection. And I went in just looking. I was at the case. And I saw this little snub-nosed .38 special revolver in the case. It was listed at $279. Little pricey for the type of gun it was. It's a Rock Island Armory .38 special. They sell them online at places like Bud's Guns for about $210, and then you have to pay your FFL their fee wherever you have it delivered to. You have to pay their fee for the license transfer and things like that. So all in all, even if you order it from Bud's, it's probably going to be about $230, $240, if not more, maybe closer to $250, $260. It's hard to tell. I've never done it that way. Any gun that I've bought, I bought, in person. But I asked if I could see this revolver because I was interested in it. Mainly because it reminded me of the revolver in the first Godfather movie. The one they tape behind the toilet that Michael uses to get revenge for the murder of his brother. It also vaguely reminded me of those toy cap guns we used to get as kids, that you just put little caps in that have a percussion when they're hit with a firing pin. Little pop. And it's also very reminiscent of that, so it just jogs some memories, and I saw it. I just wanted to see it, so he puts it in my hand. And I'm looking at it. It feels good. And he says, this is actually on sale. So it was marked down to $220 in the store. So at that point I just said, you know what? I'll take it. I had cash in my back pocket, and my wife said it was fine. And he said, well, you can do the layaway. And I said, no, I'm not interested in that. I'll take it. So started filling out the paperwork and doing all the things you have to do. And in Pennsylvania, there's no waiting period that I'm aware of for buying a handgun. I've never had one. But I've also never been in any sort of trouble or ever had my name come up on any criminal charges or things like that would bar me from buying a weapon, so there would be no trouble for me. But to my knowledge, there's no waiting period here in this state. So do the paperwork. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to fill out the paperwork and him to go make the background check call and all that stuff. So while we're doing that, we're just looking at the ammo case. Ammo is a little expensive at that store, so I didn't end up buying any ammo with the gun at that store. But all in all, I was into the gun for about $250, and then they had a holster that fit the gun, not the greatest one, but for about $9, and then there was a coupon, so I got, I think, 10 or 15% off that. So all in all, to buy a holster, buy the firearm, out the door, it was only $259, and when I looked in line later, the base price for the gun was about $210 on Buds and things like that. So all in all, even if I had bought it online, I would have probably paid about the same after you added shipping, insurance, and the federal firearms, the federal the FFL fee for a license transfer. And so all in all, I was very happy with that purchase. I bought the holster because I do carry my weapon with me just in case. I don't live in a bad area per se, but it is slowly getting worse. More and more drugs and things like that moving into the area. And I wanted something smaller to carry. The other two weapons I have are a Ruger P94, which shoots a .40 Smith & Wesson, and it's a full-size gun. Very bulky, very noticeable when you carry it on your hip. And the other weapon I have is a Rock Island Armory 1911, shoots a .45 ACP. A little bit thinner than the Ruger, but still a full-size gun, and also very bulky to have on your hip. So there's no real conceal with those guns. You're carrying them, people know you're carrying them, and that makes some people uncomfortable, which is understandable. Guns are a touchy subject nowadays, even here. But I got this gun, and it's probably about 3 inches long total. Maybe 4. It's not very big. The barrel, I think, is maybe half an inch to an inch. It's a snub nose. And so, with the holster that I got for that, when I'm carrying that weapon, you can't even see it. My shirt covers it completely. Any jacket that I have will also help cover it. You wouldn't even know it's there, which is good for me because then it doesn't draw attention to me and it doesn't make anybody uncomfortable. No one's any the wiser. But it's nice to have something like that just to carry around when, you know, things are going crazy in your area. But with it being hunting season, I just thought that I would share my interest in firearms, things like that. Maybe if there's any interest, I'll do a video where I show the few weapons that I do have. Like I said, they're for target shooting. That's what I use them for. I'm good with them, and I'm competent with them, so I'll carry them. But my main aim isn't necessarily self-defense. It's just for sport. But it's important to know that what you're carrying is a weapon, and it can be fatal. So you never treat it like a toy. With that, I'll say goodbye. Hope everyone had a good holiday. Hope everyone is safe. Happy piping.